Good everyone, my name is GB Batukan, and now let's talk about provisional release while under preventive imprisonment. So this topic covers rules under Article 29 of the Revised Penal Code, Republic Act 10592 on the release of an accused while waiting for a judgment. So provisional release while under preventive imprisonment. First is general rule. General rule, accused shall be released if detention maximum impossible penalty and case not yet decided. So general rule, for example, is ang kaso na ay maximum nga penalty nga 4 ka tuig o 4 years nga pagkakulong, tapos na ay akusado na nakulong sa 4 years. So dapat na siya buhian bisag kanang wala pay final decision ang kaso tungod kay 4 years naman ang iyang maximum na penalty nya. 4 years naman ang maximum na penalty pagkakulong. So next is release without prejudice to continuation of trial appeal. So the word without prejudice, mao na siya ang mga pagpagawas nga dili pagpaabot sa paghuman sa iyang mga kaso. Ang trial o appeal nga mag-continue gyapon until sa final judgment. So posible gyapon nga matagaan siya og silot at the end. Next is exemptions not entitled to release. First is a recidivist convicted of another crimes and same title of Revised Penal Code. So for example, someone convicted before of theft, then now is trial again for robbery. So both is crimes against property. Next is habitual delinquent convicted 3 times of certain crimes within 10 years. So for example is convicted siya og theft in 2012, then robbery naman in 2018, then estapa naman in 2020. So habitual delinquent is escape. So escape, for example, escape is someone who escaped from prison or detention and was rearrested since they violated trust security. They cannot avail of preventive release. Next is charged without heinous crimes. Example is prison accused of offenses. For example is murder, rape, drug, trafficking, terrorism, plunder o uban pa. So they are considered as threat public safety, are not included from benefit. This is 4 categories cannot be released even their preventive imprisonment already equals maximum penalty. Next is preventive imprisonment, temporary confinement while awaiting of trial judgment, and apply to accused undergoing trial or investigation. So preventive imprisonment, so it is ensured the accused does not escape on trial. He or she will appear in court while the case is ongoing. So for example is if someone is arrested and charged with robbery but the trial is still ongoing, so the person may stay on jail under preventive imprisonment until a final judgment is made. So next slide is new rules of time allowance in 2019 applies to person deprived of liberty. Clearly disqualification for one is discharged or convicted of heinous crime, recidivist, habitual delinquencies, and escape. So some tuners are automatically disqualified from earning any time allowance. So who are qualified? So first is the charge convicted of heinous crime, for example murder, rape, drug trafficking, or etc. Second is recidivist, repeat offender, convicted of another crime under the same of law title. Third is habitual delinquent, those convicted plus 3 times of certain crimes within 10 years. Last is escape, prisoners who escape. So next is old IRR. So old IRR inmates charged with heinous crimes not disqualified from earning GCTE or good conduct time allowance or other allowance under Republic Act 10592. But limitation, number 1, even they reach the maximum penalty, including GCTE deduction. Number two is they cannot be released under Article 29 Revised Penal Code. So old IRR before is before 2019, prisoners charged with a heinous crime could still earn GCTE and other allowances, but this could be not used and basis for a release once they hit maximum sentence. Next is distrito, penalty and release. So what is distrito? Distrito, so a penalty wherein convicted person is banned or prohibited from entering certain place or within a radius of 25 km to 250 km as specified by the court. Instead being locked inside a prison, the punishment is itself banishment from a place. So, if a maximum penalty for a crime is distrito, the accused will be released after 30 days or preventive imprisonment is GCTE with CPI. So, accused qualified for CPI also entitled to GTE under Article 97 Revised Penal Code subject to rules of Revised Penal Code 105/92. So, reclusion perpetua, credit of preventive imprisonment is deducted from 30 years. So, CPI stands for credit for production imprisonment. If an accused was jailed while his trial ongoing, the time spent in jail can credited or deducted from a sentence once convicted. For example, she was detained for 3 years before conviction. Those 3 years will be deducted from his final sentence. GCTE stand for a good conduct time allowance. Article 97 Revised Penal Code as amended by Republic Act 105/92. This is additional deduction from a sentence based on good behavior while saving time in prison. Every month of year of good conduct, the prisoner earn a member of this deducted. Next is reclusion perpetua. Reclusion perpetua, by law, reclusion perpetua, 30 years, the maximum imprisonment, not literally life without end. So, if someone sentenced to reclusion perpetua, he is CPI. Time spent in preventive imprisonment is deducted from the 30 years. So, then while serving the remaining time is he also enjoy a GCTE of deductions is qualified. So, for example, si Juan is nakasentensyado siya to reclusion perpetua to 30 years. Before siya conviction is already spent 5 years preventive imprisonment. So, nakadidak siya o nadidakan niya 30 years. 30 years minus 5 equals 25 years na lang. So, while to serve those 25 years, one still naka-earn siya ganang GCTE credit depend in his good behavior which is can further his sentence.
So, good day everyone. I am J. Parsalote. And this is my topic of good conduct time allowance. First is time deduction for good behavior. So, NADRE first to second year is 20 days to month. Third to fifth year is 23 days to months. Ang 6 to 10 years is 25 days to months. 11 year onwards is 30 days to month. So, change credit are now cumulative overall behavior, not just monthly. So, explanation is the longer a person stay in jail with good behavior, the bigger time deduction. So, sample is If a person behaves well for 8 years, he may alre he may already reduce more than 2,000 days from his sentence. Next is assessment of conduct. Ang assessment of conduct is checked monthly but credits are granted yearly. Credits depend on overall conduct and participation in programs. Explanation: this ensures inmates are consistent with good behavior, not just behaving well occasionally. So, an example is an inmate who behaves for 11 months but misbehaves once may lose his cumulative credits. Next is role of management screening and evaluation committee. Another yung created in every person or jail facility. So, ang members ani kay warden, chief, probation and parole officer, psychologist and social worker. Ang task nila is to evaluate, recommend, and record the GCTA decision. So, ang explanation: the committee prevents abuse by ensuring decisions are collective, not based on one person's judgment. So, ang example is a prisoner's application is reviewed by the management management screening and evaluation committee before being approved by the warden. So next is eligibility and disqualification. So ang eligible ani ay all PDLs even with gang affiliation. Ang disqualified if they commit a new crime inside prison, violate prison rule and regulation, show unsatisfactory conduct. So, explanation is GCTA is a privilege, not automatic misbehavior cancel the benefits. So, ang example is a detained who join a livelihood program earns credits, but if caught smuggling contraband, his credits are cancelled. Next is procedure for granting GCTA or GTA, GTCA are good conduct time allowance. So free prisoners conduct is evaluated. So ang management screening evaluation evaluation committee kay recommend deduction minimum to maximum. Authority may approve, disapprove, or return for correction. So certification issued if approved. GCTA process monthly with computerized and manual records. So ang explanation is this system ensured transparency and accuracy in granting time deduction. So ang example is if a prisoner teaching literacy classes may get maximum credits if record errors occur The recommendation is returned for correction. Next is next is purpose of the law. Encourage reformation and rehabilitation. So promote justice and fairness. Motivate inmates to maintain good behavior. So explanation ani is the law show that impro- imprisonment is not just punishment but also a chance for change. So example, a PDL in a drug rehab program with consistent good conduct may be released early and reintegrate into society. So pag mao man daw rehab ang drug drug person is pwede na siya ma-reintegrate into balik sa society. So the last one is key takeaway. So the good conduct time allowance rewards good behavior with time reduction, requires strict monitoring and evaluation, balance rehabilitation and justice. So this is all my report and thank you.